And so, as we all walk away with baskets full of berries, bananas, and hopefully whatever amazing medicine was being produced in the jungle that fought back the extreme avalanche of allergies that the evils of the cheap quality Timothy hay that was supposed to be from a premium brand that I'm still kind of bitter about affected me with, that kept us from our adventures, we're carrying on in a beautiful planet that I have decided to call Lapis Waters, after the adventures we have had with the Adelaide Fae Lapis Oasis, which was just so absolutely delightful to fill up with gemstones and watch as everybody celebrated. And I also loved how we had our Lord Thunder jungles and our Ginger Blossom Jungle Harbor actually produce tons and tons of food from their biodiverse and beautiful jungle lands that they brought to that beautiful farmers market at Adelaide Fae's Lapis Oasis desert for the farmers market in the desert. It was just really cute. It was like she showed up with all the money and they showed up with all the food, and hopefully we will have a cute little memorial to that for our crossover world in zoo crafting that you guys will see sooner than later. I plan on taking a lot of elements from so many of our different adventures we have across all of our pixel biology discoveries and making sure that we stitch them together in a way that just brings little pearls of delight chained to one another that we can always remember, like shiny little fun constellations, mostly full of plants. And since I've been thinking about that, I've also been pondering which one of the paths should our planet take for the next era they have ahead of them, because, you know, that was really sweet and nice and calm. So I'm kind of eyeing up calm era, thinking that would be quite lovely, even though there's no extra effects that would happen to the people of our world in a calm era. Nothing like, say, having a castle for each person for castles and knights, or having a revolution started to overthrow the reign of the goddess Adelaide Fae at Lapis Oasis. And we did not have a lot of money because, you know, 2 of the cities weren't even focused on money at all, just food and like bamboo. So we can't actually see what the merchant age would have for us. But I don't think the revolution, even though we could do the revolution, really would fit, because, you know, we just had such a lovely time. Everybody managed to go ahead and everybody had a great time at the farmers market. So I don't know if they want to go ahead and drag Goddess Adelaide Fae up and overthrow her because the revolution needs to grow strong and end the reign of the goddess. I think we're okay. Like, inspire them with the ruthlessness of predators. I know, little baby Beaver. Beaver the guinea pig's making a little noise, so if you hear him, he's probably approving of a calmer era. But Castles and Knights also sounds like a lot of fun because the Sage Ginger Blossom, the Botanist Lord Thunder, and the Goddess Adelaide Fae, all those names, the names of our wonderful patrons who make all of these adventures possible, all need to develop in this chivalrous but competitive age. They all have their own strategies to get through these times. Help them develop, but beware of showing favoritism. So it would create a noble rivalry where castle cities would have, where each city would have a castle, and we would want to help everybody build their own castle. That actually sounds kind of awesome. So let's go ahead and we're gonna have a little bit of a rivalry between everybody, but that doesn't seem to fit either. Like, really, I'm kind of vibing on the calm vibes, but you know what? Like, maybe they're ready for something a little more challenging, a little more fun in games. So here we go. Okay, now, I can't believe this. Oh my gosh, it's a literal castle in each city. That's so fun. Oh, they do look different. I wasn't sure if the cities would look different, but check that out. It does. Oh, that's so much fun. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. We immediately just reached the first level of the Castles and Knights. All of our cities are very happy to have their castles. And now we want to have over at Ginger Blossom Harbor, they would like to have a healthy, thriving population with plenty of food, while Lord Thunder has begun to turn his people in the jungles of Lord Thunder towards more academic and scientific questions of science, and would like to have 18 science in their city. And then the goddess, of course, come on now, she would like to have more wealth than apparently Ginger Blossom Harbor. That's so funny. Everybody else is like, yeah, I want plants. Yeah, I want to feed my people. And the goddess is like, yeah, not only do I want prosperity and like wealth, I want more money than them. That's funny. That's really funny. Also, wow, I just noticed the city's developed more too. The buildings are more complex. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Oh, and look at our bamboo. I cannot wait to be able to start decorating more. This city built up too. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. I'm really excited. And we should, ooh, Ginger Fury Blossom Harbor agreed to export dried fish to Lapis Oasis. That's so neat. Oh my gosh, is that gonna help us out with like having more population at the Oasis? Because they've got a trade route +2 on population because of the import from Ginger Fury Blossom Harbor. That's so fun. And we'll get a new technology that the Oasis will be able to develop if we can actually gain a little bit more tech. And then we get another trade route in the Adelaide Oasis once we get 10 more wealth, and they'll have another trade route. That sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. That's so cool. I love the little trades they have going together. Whoa, somebody was thinking with words? I have never seen that before. I'm gonna need to pay a little more attention. Look, they have the medicine from the jungle that they're working with in the little farm there. That's so cool. Too bad their farm like never took off. I love how the other two cities from the Neolithic age like managed to get their farms up and going, and then the farm in the Oasis just shriveled up and died. It didn't even have one plant. Oh my gosh. All right, well, each of the cities now have different requests of us, and each of the cities have different projects that will dramatically help with building their special castles. We can now upgrade different parts of the world to have more complexity for the animals, like say seeing what this armadillo is up to with its desire to be next to gemstones, and it gets a lot of extra money for its lucky spirit boost. Or we could go ahead and we could actually have some fun with the date palms, or capybara! I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to that. And we can start adding in new plants, animals, and minerals thanks to the draft charges we've got. I'm just checking things. And we're gonna need to complete this adventure in this planet here, Lapis Waters planet, if we wish to go ahead and have more god powers so I can show you the true chaos that we could potentially unleash. Alright, my friends, it may have just happened again. It may have just happened again that I was totally just going to carry on to building up this lush and beautiful world, which I have to say, there are a few secret surprises based off of the inspiration that I have somehow taken from this lovely land that I'm pretty proud of and pretty excited to share with you guys, hopefully sooner than later. But we'll leave those crossovers and those mishmash crisscross applesauces that we have popping in with our slowly but surely populating zoo crafting series again for later, and just say apologies if I suddenly seem to have basically dropped all of my bananas and forgotten what we were doing, because I was going to take just a moment to go ahead and tidy up the guinea pig house. 5 guinea pigs is a lot. It's the next day for me in real life right now, because that took a long time. And by a long time, I mean somehow I ended up completely renovating the entire thing yet again, exhausted myself after about 5 hours of cleaning, because then I decided, why don't we just continue to clean this part and this part and this part, and then wipe everything down, and then have a guinea pig parade into the living room and pile them into my beloved husband's lap while I go ahead and clean some of these parts. Ooh, and why don't I rearrange this section? Basically, I love these pigs, but oh my goodness, they're a lot of work. But I feel very experienced in the art of building castles now, because they have a castle and we're gonna have a castle. We're already working on our 2nd star for the lovely world of Lapis Waters, which I really love. I'm super excited about the ideas that I have been getting, and also I have actually learned, Adelaide Faye of Lapis Oasis, some interesting things about lapis lazuli. Apparently it's a rock, not a mineral. At which point, I stared at that statement and asked, what the heck's the difference? And the difference apparently is that rocks are made up of multiple different compounds. So lapis lazuli, the reason that it has this beautiful striation and you see like the flecks of the white mixed in with those different hues of blue are because that it actually is a mix of different minerals, like sodalite being one of the minerals that make up lapis lazuli, the gemstone, which is a rock. I don't even know if you can really call it a gem, but it's shiny. You can polish it. I think we'll go ahead and just roll with that. But I just thought that was really interesting because I just wanted to know a little bit more in case we could go ahead and tell the goddess of the oasis some interesting facts about, you know, her shiny rocks. Because I love learning and you gotta stay curious, my friends. And then I learned there's a difference between a mineral and a rock. I don't know how I've gotten this far in life without knowing those things. But at the same time, saying that statement out loud again just kind of makes me nod and go, yeah, I could see how that little factoid might slip past unless you happen to be curious enough to catch it like me. And now it's stuck in your little minds as well. So hopefully that will be of value to you somehow at some point in life. Don't question. You might really find yourself quite surprised. Like, what if you need to build a castle, for instance, out of minerals, and instead you keep putting down these rocks, and you keep wondering why your village is not obeying you as the god and building up their castle? Well, now we know. Anyway, let's go ahead and carry on by picking the projects that each one of our cities here on this planet are going to follow. I am so tickled that we haven't even done anything with our Eon points yet to complete like the era of the noble rivalry, and already we're on 2. Already we have managed to get to the 2nd star. And my theory now is not only every time we get to 3 stars, we get to see something special like a little trophy that I'll be working on in the background. I'm really into that. It's motivating, okay? Not just the journey, but also the celebration of the journey. But also, I really love the idea that we can have a goal of making a paradise planet by getting at least 3 stars on everything. Like, if we get a paradise planet, we get something special. I don't know what it is yet, but it would be special. Okay, so all of that said and all of that rambling aside, let's go ahead and carry on by helping out the goddess because we're right over here. She simply wants, as we mentioned before, to have more money than the sage, who is more concerned with Ginger Fury. Ginger Fury, you are more concerned with tending to your people after all. And then our botanist, Lord Thunder, is starting to really ponder what it would be like to bring more plants with science and also population boost into your territory as well. We also have a draft that we're probably going to need to use on the ocean, but I would love to try it out on the rainforest pretty soon. But let's see who would actually struggle to reach the next goals. Bearing in mind that the botanist needs to have 18 science. So I think that we might want to do something maybe in the jungle, because that's both where the jungles of Lord Thunder and Ginger Fury Blossom Harbor happen to be in the jungles. And I think that would probably help us out the most by getting new plants, animals, and minerals to put in there. And how are we doing? Ginger Fury is actually doing pretty good on population. And so Lord Thunder actually is going to struggle more to get his people really involved with like science. And weird plant science is definitely something I can get behind. And then we also need to work a little bit more, just a bit more to get the oasis up to the goal, the gold goal that we have for it. So with all of that in mind, let's see what the goddess can do. Now that we have got Adelaide, we've got lapis lazuli, we've got quartz, agate, some herring, some kelp, some jasper, and these adorable little jarobas. What kind of special city project could you possibly pick from this time? So mansion, ooh, 150 if there's 4 to 6 minerals within the borders. Statue, you'd get more. So if we tell the people during this era to work diligently on being able to gather up all of the local minerals, then we would get a lot more money. If we tell them to gather up a lot of the creatures that have fur, then we would get a lot of money too. And if we tell them to work on elements, then we would get money in science. See, this is why it's good to know that the lapis is not a mineral. And look at that, the quartz is not a mineral either. The agate isn't even a mineral, I think. Wait, do those all count as minerals? Hold up here. those might count as minerals. Oh my gosh. I went too deep into lapis lazuli lore, and now I'm lost in the scientific nuances. I think all of those might count as minerals, actually. Pretty sure, because I think so. Maybe. I think they would all count under mineral. Now that I think of it, even though, okay, I went too deep into the lore. I can't believe that. I cannot believe I went too deep into gemstone lore, and now I'm confused. I think we'll go ahead and try a mansion, because I would hate to have a whole bunch of little tiny fur-covered creatures we had to go ahead and try to get a bunch of fur from. I don't think you're going to be able to make like a ton of wealth off of these poor little Jorobas and just like collecting their fur unless you were really, really like kind of ruthless about it. Oh man, but of the city projects the goddess can do, you can get a lot more if we had more creatures with fur. And there's a kitty cat. But, oh, actually, the Joroba don't even have the fur tags. So yeah, I knew it! You can't exactly just collect enough of those guys to have fur. And there's the armadillo, which really is good next to gem biomes. I'm so glad we aren't gonna do that. We are not going to collect the sandcat fur. Absolutely not. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna work on mansions instead. Because I actually think, oh, that's a gorgeous mansion! I don't think I've ever seen the desert mansion before. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Look at that pile of gold we just got for this. So there we go again. We haven't even added in anything new plant, animal, or mineral wise. And we're just rolling in this cash right now. I love watching. This is one of the most satisfying things I've seen like all summer. I'm telling you guys, watching the piles of goodness, the food, the tech, the wealth, just like evaporate like this. I don't know what it is, but it is one of the most satisfying things I've seen. It's ridiculous. Look at that! Oh my gosh, we didn't even put down anything new, and the goddess is just like, yeah, I'm goddess Lapis of the Lapis Oasis. I got this. I know how to help my people build amazing mansions lined with gemstones. And if we get just two more minerals within the borders of Adelaide Faye's Lapis Oasis, then we'll actually be able to get like another huge extra boost of wealth. So that's really useful to know. So I think that the one who would need the most help then would be Lord Thunder, trying to go ahead and build up a lot of their castle with extra science. They also get for each distinct construction biome, like bioticum. So we're talking about construction would count for like stone has the construction tag. We've also got the bamboo, which we've got a couple patches of bamboo in here. That would also count as construction. We have two patches, but each distinct source gets that little science boost for Lord Thunder right now. They're the ones furthest back, so let's do the rainforest. And let's see if we can get some good science from all of this. So let's see. We could do hemp, which has undergrowth in it, and that would give us lively growth plus 30 science for each adjacent animal. And then 100 boost of science if there's no more than one other copy in the biome. And then you have little iguana friends and spider monkeys and also flint, which the spider monkeys and flint would really be successful if they were next to a tree. Alternatively, we could go for jade, which would give us beautiful jade. Oh my gosh. Give us a lot of money if it's next to different plants. The rubber tree would also be included if we managed to manifest some jade onto this planet. And that would actually give us construction as well as a lot of science from being near other plants. Let me think. I think the rubber tree might be our best bet over the hemp because the rubber tree actually gives huge science boost if they're next to other plants. We have a lot of plants. And then we've got the gumbo limbo, which I need to learn more about this plant. I don't know anything about the gumbo limbo. I need to know. This could be the next thing that makes or breaks the lushness of this planet, and it actually can get a big boost for each surplus biodiversity in the biome. How much biodiversity do we have? 5? But once we start putting things down, that starts using up our biodiversity points. I think that the rubber tree is actually gonna be the best bet long Herm. Let's try that one. Also, I don't think that, you know, we're gonna have any complaints from the Lapis Lazuli Oasis if some jade starts appearing on their borders. Just saying. Alright, so with that said, ooh, and look at that, see? The wood workshop is actually something that we could work with Lord Thunder's jungle, because he can send his people out into the jungle to figure out the qualities of these woods and how we might be able to use them to better the village's growth. Cute! Cute little workshop. Do we have trees already? We need one more tree. That's 200. Oh my gosh. I just love the idea of like the people in the Lord Thunder's jungles just like scaling up and down these trees. That would be amazing. All right, so to get the rubber tree, that happens to be something that is a level 2 complexity. Or I should say a 2-star complexity. The soils of our land need to be a little bit richer before we can go ahead and add in the rubber trees, as you see. So how does one accomplish that? Well, behold, we shall go ahead and we shall finally add, thanks to the ability to upgrade slots. I'm trying to find ways to turn these mechanics into fun little immersive phrases. So we're just going to say that the soil has now become rich enough from the diversity of life that we can go ahead and you can choose a section to a little slice of the planet to upgrade the slots. And that will take those slots up to level 2. So you can put in 2-star complexities. And that will also actually turn whatever is there already into legacy plants. So I'll explain that just like gently and carefully. We have papayas, we have bananas over there. There's our Raymond tree. Here's one of our bamboo. Here's our taro and another bamboo. We'll upgrade this spot right here, I think. So, behold! The soils are now rich and wealthy in like all of their good compost. And now you might panic, like I once did, thinking, ah, my plants! What happened? Oh no, what was the point of destroying them? My biodiversity went down and everything. Don't panic too much, because as you can see, you actually have a legacy. I didn't know this until my beloved husband Chips pointed it out to me while I was watching him. And I was like freaking out because I was like, but now they're gone, my people will starve. And actually, like what happens is there's these tiny little itty bitty signs right over here to let you know, no, don't worry, your bamboo's still there. Look, it even is still providing biodiversity, some science and food. It's just hidden now as a legacy spot. And it does take away from some of the biodiversity that is distinctive in the area. But not as much if you have things like here, the bamboo saved its legacy biodiversity. The taro root did not, so you still want to make sure that you're keeping a healthy, diverse biome, but it hasn't gone away 110% and left your people to starve. That was something I needed to know. All right, well, let's go ahead and remember, we need to study the treetops. I love the idea that Lord Thunder is going to build jungle tree houses to study science. That sounds like my life goals, just saying. And we do indeed have enough biodiversity that we can go ahead and we can add in a brand new rubber tree to help us out with the science that Lord Thunder wishes to have for these tree houses, and also to create a thick forest of rich, lush jungle in the lush stretch jungle. Imagine that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my gosh. 85 science, just like that, and a little bit of food. And that's actually from the taro root helping out too. Okay, that's fantastic. Look at all of that! It looks like you can just roll around. I know that it like is supposed to be like a little gear, but they remind me of the fossils from Animal Crossing. So every time I feel like I'm just rolling around in the fossils from like the Animal Crossing world, and like Blathers is just staring at me as I'm in a giant pile of fossils. Like, I am rich in wealth, rich in knowledge. And we also got the 200 science boost from the word workshop now. We'd get another boost if we have 2 more trees in this biome. And as you can see, we have now passed the science goal for the castles and knights with Lord Thunder, just like that. And he decided to get a new outfit, which I always think is hilarious. That's fantastic. That's really fantastic. And look at all the buildings upgrade now. It happened so quickly. Oh, you guys, they're growing up so fast. See, they're using those treehouse science things to build better houses. It's adorable. Ah, and we haven't even done like almost anything yet. I'm so proud of us, guys. All right, and then let's see if we can help out the harbor of Ginger Fury Blossom in order to go ahead and feed the people here. Bearing in mind, we have quite a bit of ocean that we could still expand to for the harbor, or we could continue to carry on with some of the jungle. So what can we do for you, my friend? So for each herbivore, we get extra science for the Crimson Castle, which is the castle that the sage, Ginger Fury, is building. Now, what kind of project can we do for the city? So, if we have 4 to 6 fruit biotica within the borders, we could have a cake baker with a big boost. If we have 5 to 8 plants within the borders, we could have a food boost from a mill. Or if we have 3 to 5 distinct ocean plants within the borders, we could get food, science, and mystery. That's from a coral diver. So that would be from plants, ocean plants. We have 2 ocean plants already, and I have to upgrade like the ocean next for, I guess I just kind of rolled into that. Sorry about that. We do have to go ahead and use our drafts to add more plants, animals, and minerals, more seeds of life onto this planet. And we do have a new plant actually. Ocean Haven, plus 60 for each distinct set of plant and animals in the biome from the Sargassum algae. And there, it would also allow us to have sea bass, seagrass, and a sunfish. I want that. I want that. Okay, we're going into the waters then. It looks like the Blossom Harbor, like Ginger Fury Blossom Harbor. I think we're gonna stick to Coral Diver and the Ocean Shrine. That sounds amazing. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see. We need to get to 20. And let's see if we can encourage the city to expand this way with some of our new plants. And there's the Sargassum expanse. Can it go anywhere, or does it have to be in the deep, or can it be up here? So we need plants, we need animals in the ocean. We need to encourage everybody to like continue to expand. Maybe let's come over and we'll upgrade this spot right here with one of the complexities. I really need to find a way to make that immersive. I'll make it roll off the tongue easier. The seas of life within the blue sea have now become complex enough that we can have the swamp giant waddle on over. This one now has a big animal booster spot. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, I wonder, can I put that over here? We can add the sunfish, you guys. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Let's put the sunfish down. There we go. Come on over, buddy. And then while we wait for the sunfish, I love the idea that Blossom Harbor is going to see a bunch of sunfish soon. We can also get more of the plants because we need them. Maybe some kelp for now, or maybe... I really want to put down the Sargassum, but I think we're about to lose the ability to do that due to the sunfish! No, they added it! Yes! Okay, and then we'll put that right here. And now we have a very oh my good word! Look at all that food! I think we're about to get some more of it too, because like the Sargassum, 185! Okay. We've got sunfish hanging out here, and we've also got the Sargassum. I didn't realize that the herrings also count as being an expanse type creature. And so look at everybody! We should celebrate the sunfish. It's just kind of big and silly looking, and I think that they're quite fun. And we have a huge boost to this pile of algae for having distinct plants and animals in the blue seas. That's so fun! A little sunfish celebration. I love that. Let's let the ocean giant get a good look at his little friends. That's adorable. And now, by the way, we have managed to go ahead and with that giant pile of silly fish and algae, yeah, we're on the 3rd star already. I'm making it look easy, but let's just say that I watched over many planets with my beloved husband that got kind of chaotic. Oh, but I love this. I love sunfish. This is just delightful. But things do indeed carry on, and you know what? I think we're really, like, actually super far away from completing the eons. Oh my gosh! I feel like I deserve some sort of little award for being able to pull that off so quickly, because now we've got like tons of eons left. And unfortunately I can't expand the planet because we need to work on our god powers. Well, here we are. Dang. I'm pretty excited about this. I think we're gonna see how amazing we can make each of our little villages with a small planet that I just don't have like gigantic terraforming powers just yet. And we'll take care of more of the village next time. I am so happy. I want to see which one of the castles ends up flourishing the most. And I love the idea of having jungle tree houses with everybody. And come on, the sunfish. Do you know how many eggs this silly thing lays? Millions. Millions. And yet, the seas are not overflowing with sunfish. There's also reasons for that too. And we'll talk about that and more next time. Oh, look how happy the ocean giant is. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.